Welcome to Cybersecurity at Canadian Valley Technology Center, El Reno campus. Certainly glad you're here, and this video is just going to provide your orientation to class, kind of bring you up to speed on what the class expectations are, class rules are, how the class is laid out, and what you can expect to learn while you're here. So I'm going to kind of just walk you through some of those orientation aspects, talk about a few things, and then show you what the whole curriculum looks like. So let me just start off by saying what our class philosophy is. And really, if you just remember one thing from this video, remember this philosophy, and it's going to take you a long way in the class. Let's just be respectful. Be respectful of property, be respectful of people, be respectful of your classmates, and everything will go smooth. We love to have a good time. We love to work hard. This is a challenging area, but it's also a very rewarding area. So you get out of it what you put into it. You most certainly do. Let me talk about the class protocols and some of the specifics. Now, this class is made up of both high school students and adults, juniors in high school, seniors in high school, and then young adults and adults even all the way up to 54. That means that you all are in the same boat as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to treat you as such. I will treat you as adults. I'll respect you as adults, and I just, like I said, respect's the name of the game. Just return that, and everything's going to be great. But it is a unique environment, and so here are kind of the way that the class is laid out. Because you're an adult, you don't have to ask to go to the bathroom. This isn't that type of learning environment. By all means, if you have to get up and go to the restroom, get up and go to the restroom. If you need to run an errand, at least let me know, kind of where you're headed if you're going to be gone for a little bit. But we do have a sign-out sheet in class, and you'll just sign out on that sheet, time you're leaving, time you're coming back in, where you're going, or time back in whenever you get back. And the reason for that is just simply because we have to have accountability. So in case of an emergency, or if we have a fire drill or tornado drill or something like that, I have to account for the whereabouts of everyone. So that's the reason why we have the sign-out sheet. But you don't have to ask. Just get up and go if that's what you have to do. If you have to run an errand, go to student services, go to assessments for any reason, any of the other activities that you'll be doing. You don't necessarily need to ask for permission. Just kind of let me know that you're going. But that does bring up one point that I want to talk about, and that is the way that the class is laid out as far as casual versus formal. Those are the two buzzwords that we use in class. Now, casual is the default stance. In other words, when we're in there together, when I'm teaching, when you're doing your individual learning through Canvas, which I'll show you here in just a second. It's casual. It's laid back. It's just like a work environment. That's what we're preparing you for, so that's the way that I want you to treat it. That means that you are allowed to have your phones out. You are allowed to have a video going. We're going to be using headphones in class, so just don't disturb your neighbor. But with that policy, you're going to need to use that cell phone as a tool. You're going to need to learn how to use it as a tool. And so that's kind of the way that we treat it. If I'm teaching in person, sometimes what I'm teaching doesn't line up with where somebody's at on their individual learning path. And so if that's the case, sometimes people will put headphones on, students will put headphones on while I'm talking. That doesn't bother me because I know that you've probably already heard this, or it's further down the road than where you're at, and you'll get to it eventually. But we do kind of just have those freedoms. So if you're focused in on something and I start teaching a lesson and you need to focus in on what you're doing, it doesn't bother me at all for you to put your headphones on, focus in, do what you have to do. That's casual. And you'll pick up on it quick. It's easy. Formal is different. Formal is when we have guest speakers or when we have someone from administration come in and visit our class, which we do quite a bit. Anytime another adult walks in that isn't a student, we're going to put the phones away. We're going to put away all the distractions. We're going to give them our attention. We have a lot of guest speakers from industry come. Building that network is key. So when they come into the room, we give them our utmost respect and we pay attention. We don't, go do other things. And because you are adults, should you need to take a phone call in class, you're not allowed to leave the room and go wander the halls just all the time. So we do have a server room that you can step into, quickly take care of business, and then get back to work. Again, that's not going to bother me. But like I said, that's not going to happen in the formal situation. If a guest speaker's in there, just silence it and call whoever is calling you back whenever you get the chance. We're going to give them our undivided attention. So that's casual versus formal. And that pretty much covers the cell phone policy. You can have them out in class. You're going to need to learn how to use them. If I don't want you to use them on an exam, or I don't want you to have them out on an exam, I'll be sure and let you know. So I'll just kind of coach you on those areas. Computers. All right, we're in a cybersecurity class, which means you're learning some potentially dangerous stuff. So we have to do it in a very controlled environment, and we have to do it with ethical standards in the forefront of our mind at all times. So that being the case, we have to be very careful with the assets that we have in the classroom. So don't add anything to the computers without permission. Don't take away anything from the computers without permission. Don't really do anything outside of what I teach you to do on the computers, and especially don't attempt what we learn in class at home or on somebody else, because that can be a very bad day. Computer crimes are FBI crimes, they're federal crimes, and so they're treated pretty severely, and we don't want to visit from the FBI in class. I certainly don't want that. Okay, another note to adult students, just to make you aware of, because we are a career technical education, we are governed by the state of Oklahoma's Office of Career Tech, which means that we are an accredited educational institution providing a degree, providing a diploma in a skill that you can then get a job in. Students here are recipients of Pell Grants. They're recipients of financial aid, filling out the FAFSA. So we have to follow certain rules. And because there are high school students here, we have to follow rules that their sending schools would have us follow as well. So that means that we function a lot like a high school. Even though you may be an adult, you may be out of high school for quite a while, we do have assemblies. We do have student organizations. We do have opportunities for leadership. I would just recommend that you take advantage of those. Oftentimes we get out of high school and we get a few years down the road and we think, man, I really wish I would have worked on those things and helped build my resume up. Here's your chance to go back and do it again. So we will have assemblies. We will have gatherings. You are expected to be in your seat from the time the tardy bell rings in the morning, if you're in the morning session, until lunch break, 11:15, or if in the afternoon session, from 12:25 up until 3:15. You can't just come and go as you please like you might do at a college. And you really can't come and go as you please at a college. Your grade will reflect it as soon as you start trying that. So be here for the entire time. You're paying for it, or else you're receiving a grant for it, financial aid for it, but you're here to learn, so take advantage of it. And I'll make sure that you do get to take advantage of all aspects of it. So just a note about that. You may feel like, oh, I haven't done this in years. It's okay. We're all in this together. We're going to have fun. All right, let me talk about some course specifics, how the program is designed and what you can kind of expect from that. So let me jump over here to my computer once I get this pulled up, and I will show you exactly what you can expect. So cybersecurity, let me jump over here. Cybersecurity in our program is made up of 10 courses. So in those 10 courses, you're going to learn a whole lot of skills. All right, this is just a course workbook that you're going to get in class. But here's the courses. Here's the 10 courses that are on the syllabus. First one is going to be Principles of Cybersecurity and Information Awareness. I won't read this all to you, but you can see it there. The second course you're going to take is Network Client Operating Systems. Here we're going to look at Mac OS. We're going to look at Windows, and we're going to spend a whole lot of time with Linux. Course 3 is Network and Routing Fundamentals. We have to have a pretty significant and it's substantial knowledge base of network and routing fundamentals. 4 is Security Operation Center Fundamentals, and this is where you really kind of start to turn the bridge from theory to practice, although there will be plenty of practice along the way. This is where we really start to learn the tools. We really start to learn the techniques and the tactics that hackers use. 5th course is called Network Security Awareness. 6th course is Cloud Security Fundamentals. 7th course is Cyber Forensics. 8th course is regulatory compliance and auditing. 9th course is ethical hacking, penetration testing essentials. At this point in the course, when you're getting towards the end of the program, you're all hands-on, and these are real-life scenarios, what you might expect to see as you transition into the workplace. And then finally, the 10th course is a capstone career project, where you'll go from initial discovery all the way to remediation to presentation of that to a board of directors. So that's the way that the career major is laid out, is by successfully completing those 10 courses. What you'll get whenever you enroll in the course and you start the course is you're going to get a check sheet that looks like this for each of the 10 courses, except for the capstone course. It won't have a checklist. But each of the first 9 courses will have its own check sheet. And the way it's laid out is in Canvas, which I'll show you here in a second. You're going to have your assignment listed. Do this first, do this second, do this third, do this fourth, so on and so forth. And kind of where it falls in what is it that you're doing? Is it a video lecture? Is it a presentation? Is it a video? Short answer, video again. If it's a video or a lecture or something like that, there's no grade associated with it. Short answers, quizzes, things of that nature, they're going to have a spot out here where you can record the grade. It's also going to have a time frame. So let's say that you're a full-time student. You started on the 19th of August. You'll have a populated field here that says, by this date, by August 26th, you should have all of this stuff done. By September 2nd, you should be working through these lessons, so on and so forth. And it will change. So if you are a part-time student, then it would look different. It would look like this, 26th here, 9-2 here. You got a little bit more time to work on these things. So you'll get this checklist. It's real easy just to kind of go through point by point, make sure that you're getting everything done. And there's one, for each course. Now, the way that you do your coursework is through Canvas, and let me just kind of orient you to what it's like in class. And so we function off of the Google suite of educational products, and that is Gmail, G Drive, Meet, Classroom. We don't really use Classroom all that much, but Docs, Sheets, Calendar. We use all of these Google tools. Okay, so when you first get here, you're going to get an email address that basically looks like first name dot last name at CVTechonline.net. I know I just typed that into Google, but I'm just trying to show you. So that's what your email address would look like, and that's going to be a Google email address as well as your school email address, and we'll take care of that on day 1, where we get you logged into your computer. Of course, you won't be watching this video unless you've already taken care of this, but I'm just kind of showing you how it works. Once you have that, you're going to sign in on Google, and then once you've signed in on Google, right over here, I know I'm in the way of it, but right over here in the upper right-hand corner, on the waffle menu, the Google Apps menu, we're going to click that, and we're going to scroll all the way down until you see Canvas. Now, if I click this right now, I'm going to get an error because my account is not set up for Canvas with that particular email address that I use to sign into Google. But let me just jump over here. This is what you're going to see. So when you come into Google, you click on Canvas, you're going to be brought to this dashboard page, and you're going to see this card that says our class name with my little raccoon avatar right there, my Linus the Linux penguin right there. You're just going to click on this card, and it's going to take you into the class. Let me just sign in real quick so I can show you what's inside here. And Canvas takes a little bit to load because it's populated with a lot of material, and we have a lot of different people in there. So don't be surprised if it takes a while. You'll notice on the URL, if there's a spinning circle right up here, that it's still loading. Don't keep clicking. It'll get there. But once you get to your landing page, you're going to just kind of spend most of your time here in modules. And whenever you go to modules, there's that spinning notification there. this is how it's laid out. Okay, and let me close this up. So you're not going to see everything that I see, but you'll mostly just see these 5 areas right here to begin with. So the course announcements will be here, and you basically just go through each of these tabs and you learn about stuff. This video that you're watching now will be here in this Welcome to Cybersecurity area. And then what you need to do first and foremost is you need to take care of this CVTech safety. In fact, if you notice Course 1, Principles of Cybersecurity and Information Assurance, you can't start any of the assignments in that block until you finish all of this safety stuff. And there's some quizzes in here. There's some signatures in here. These are all graded assignments that have to be done prior to moving on. Then once you do that, you'll come down here, and each of these items in Canvas matches the items on your checklist. So your checklist is literally just a physical printout of these Canvas items. And so you just go through each of them depending upon what it is. So course details, an introduction video, watch these videos, do this discussion post, watch this video, do this discussion post. And that's kind of how it works as you go through the course. And then once you get done with all these, you'll be done with Course 1. As long as you stay on task, everything's fine. Then you'll take the course final exam. Once you pass that, you move on to number 2. Now, number 4 is here. Number 2 is not in yet. It will be very soon. Number 4 is where other students in the class are. So these are the 2 that we're working right now as of today. So the Canvas is your lifeblood, and like I said, it's individualized learning. So I may be teaching in class, but if I'm teaching in class, it's either something that you have already done and you need to be reminded of, something that you haven't done and it's a good introduction for, or something that you're on and it's a great opportunity to learn some more. But we make it fun, we make it exciting. It's a great thing that very exciting career that we get to have and things that we get to do. So that's Canvas. Other things, other notes about resources. We do have a course textbook, just to make you aware of this. We have a course textbook called Ethical Hacking Techniques, Tools, and Countermeasures. It's not the hard copy, it's the ebook, because it also has access to labs. So this is the only external thing that adults have to buy. High school students, it comes as part of your tuition costs, but for adult students, you do have to purchase the access to the online materials. Those are graded, and we do use those. I think that the cost of that is around $144, but you've got about 6 weeks to get that before you need to have that and be working out of it. Other resources that we use in class, that's the only one that costs money. The only other resources are courseware, online videos, labs, various lecture videos that I've created. And so those things all come at no cost. Those are covered in the class, but the book is the only thing that we add to it, course textbook. Okay, so that's the checklist. Everything else will be answered as we go. The school itself, we have some opportunities, like I said, for leadership and for growth. We have CTSOs. We're going to participate in Business Professionals of America, where you'll be able to compete. We do a lot of CTF challenges. Those are Capture the Flag challenges. We'll give you more information on that in class. And then let me just say one more note on career readiness, because that's what you're here for. I have a big push and a big desire and a big reason to make sure that you are career ready, to make sure that you're ready to get a job. Jobs in cybersecurity pay a lot of money, and there's a reason why they pay a lot of money, because they are challenging and they're not the easiest in the world to get into. We're here to bridge that gap. The secret to this is your network, the network that you're going to build in this class, the skills and the certifications that you're going to get in this class. That's what's going to make the difference. And so the more, like I said at the beginning, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out. When we have guest speakers, give them your resume. If they ask for it, when we have guest speakers, build that network with them. Connect with them on LinkedIn. They know you're going to do that, and they're expecting you to do that, and they're going to help you in your journey as well. And like I said, just to close with this, your performance in this class is going to have a bearing on your future job success. I will be a useful resource as far as a reference on a resume, but I'm very honest whenever I'm asked. And so if you do the bare minimum to get through this class, then that will be reflected if I'm ever called upon to give a reference. I will, indicate that, they got finished, but it was bare minimum. So I want to give you a glaring reference. I want to, help you out with that. So just make sure that you're doing what you need to do. And final notes on certification. We do have a lot of certifications that we prepare for. You're given $350 from the school to pursue certifications, and I'm going to make sure that you're ready for the ones that you want to take based on a career path that we sit down and work up together. I think that's it as far as the orientation goes. So we'll kind of walk with you through the other things, let you know what's up, and if you have any questions, please ask. You'll pick up the specifics as we go. So, all right, well, let's get to it, and without further ado, get on to your CVTech safety, and we'll see you in course 1. Take care.